Let's go! Welcome to Season 2, Wind Down with Kev. So excited to kick off Season 2. So excited to be coming to you live from Wyandanch, Long Island, right in the middle of Wyandanch football field. Right in the backdrop, you see the goalpost, you see Wyandanch High School, but most importantly, you see the reason that I'm here. I'm with my guy, Mr. Andre Woodard, Mr. DresHouse, Mr. DresHouse Photography. This is the man for everybody that wants to know what I'm doing here as the insurance guru doing the podcast. This is the man that encouraged me to do it for 5 years. So we're gonna go ahead. We outside. We're gonna remove our mask. I'm about 6 feet. Dre 6 feet. Reach out to me, Dre. We got 6 feet. We good. Let's remove this and let's kick this off. Let's get this conversation started. So Dre Day.
Yo.
Dre Day. DresHouse. I rock with you probably for 5 years sponsoring. I know DresHouse Media is going to kick off. You were doing that show as your sponsor. You invited me and you let me come to your show quite a few times. Talk to me about how the show started and what it was all about.
Well, the whole thing with me doing radio at first was I was sitting at home late at night and I wondered if I could do it. And that's how the whole thing started. I was going to do it for a couple of months or whatever. And I was like, let me do this. So it was just straight audio, no video. And I did it. And I was the top show, but a lot of it was just promoting.
Okay.
And how much the community supports their own. So that's what a lot of it was. But then it got to a situation where I had to leave there, and I said I still wanted to do it, and I was doing the show with this girl, so we did it in Manhattan. It even blew up more, but I realized how much work you got to put in. It's a lot of work doing this. We ain't sitting around here having fun. So then when I had to get away from that situation, there's a whole big thing with her and her boyfriend, nothing crazy like that. But I started DresHouse, and I wanted it to be about community. That was very important to me for it to be about community. So in the process of being about community, I did a few shows. I asked you to come on one of the shows in the early round. You came on, did your thing, as always. And it just went through a whole process where I made it about community. And I feel like I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for the Wyandanch community, because coming from North Carolina, growing up on a farm, and coming here thrown in the wolves, it was a little ridiculous.
All right, so let's talk about that, Dre. You've shared some stories, always around your birthday, always around May 15th, if my memory serves me correctly. You've shared stories of growing up in North Carolina, growing up with your grandmother, growing up. Now, you're not that much younger than me, but you had some experiences on the farm doing some things that most of us have no idea. Talk to the people about that for a minute.
Like I talk about it now because I look at it, it built me who I am now, work ethic wise. But before I was one, I was born in North Shore Hospital, Manhasset. Before I was one, I was sent to live with my grandmother in North Carolina, a little small town, Columbia, North Carolina. So what happened was that whole time I was there, it was all about family. It was never materialistic, but you gotta get up in the morning, feed the chickens, milk the cows. You gotta do this. I mean, I pick cotton, watermelon, strawberries.
Oh, let's get a timeout right there. I heard what I heard, right?
What?
You pick cotton.
Yeah, I pick cotton.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, I do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, but it's your work ethic. It's what has to be done.
And I had to do a whole bunch of that stuff, but I would come once in a while to New York, and I think we came to Wyandanch. My mom's came to Wyandanch about, I think I was like maybe 6.
Okay.
Or whatever. So I think the first time I came to New York was like maybe 9 years old.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. We lived on the north side. So when my sister graduated high school, I finally came to Wyandanch. Scariest thing I ever seen, because I'll admit it, I didn't know how to relate to black people. My school was predominantly white. So I didn't know most of the people in my school in North Carolina was my family.
Okay.
Or close family.
Small town, everybody knows everybody. But you as a black person, was your first time being in an environment with a school that was all black. That school right there. Yeah. That school right there. So you come in, I saw a funny post just yesterday about Wyandanch. My nephew Ray posted it, and he said, a realtor's talking to somebody about considering moving to Wyandanch. And the realtor asked the next question, can your kids fight? So, coming back to you, coming to Wyandanch.
I didn't know how to fight. My sister fought all my battles growing up. And when I came here, I didn't get into my first fight. I ain't gonna say the person's name because I think he's still alive though. And he still might be in Wyandanch. Okay. But I choked him out.
Okay.
I choked him out. Coming home from school, I still had the big bubble coat on. It was summer. It was beginning of school. You know how it's cold in the morning? My mom's always having the big coat on. I'm walking home. I got all my books. I didn't know I had a locker.
Okay.
I never had a locker before. And I'm walking home, and they just was messing with me, teasing me, and I was crying. And then he hit me. I still got the cut on my eye. But when he knocked my books out my hand, I blacked out.
That was it.
And I choked him out, and then I was like, ugh. And I just grabbed my stuff and went on home.
That's the turning point. That's nothing personal. I'm born and raised in Wyandanch, lived here my whole life. Literally right across the street, if you can see it, that's the south side of Wyandanch. That's literally the house I grew up in. My family's been there 60 plus years, so I didn't have to go through that initiation. But you mentioned that part of the South. It tells me a lot about you today. You're the kind of person, Dre, that's self-taught in a lot of things. There's a word for it. I just Googled it. I didn't know this before, but it's called didactic. And it's small time that you and I have hung out a lot the last 5 or 6 years. You've taught yourself photography, videography, a lot about the internet. Talk to me about what kind of person you are that just makes you look at something and think that you could figure it out.
First, it's not that easy. Let me get that straight. It's a process of, if you really want to do it, find something that's entertaining to you to do it. So like, let's say photography, I work with a lot of artists. I got tired of paying people to take those pictures and they won't get the shots I want. So I was like, forget this. I bought a Canon T5i and I literally looked at a whole bunch of YouTube.
YouTube University.
YouTube University. And I watched it and I worked with the camera. I said, oh shoot. And I started going to the free concerts. And my first picture I sold was Biz Markie.
Biz Markie.
That was the first picture I sold.
That's incredible. Incredible. Okay. So you manage an artist, you taking pictures. Mm-hmm. The first picture you sold is Biz Markie. I'm going to come back to your love of music, but I want to dial back a little bit more into 2020. Everything's going on, the pandemic, COVID-19, blah, blah, blah. But you did something incredible. You went into New York City, which I haven't been to in quite a while right now. I miss it. And you took a bunch of incredible black and white pictures.
That was the first time I took pictures like that. And it was just, I just had it on my mind. And it was like, I think it was the first time I've been to the city when I recovered. Okay. And I was like, let me check this out. I'm trying to stay away from everybody. I don't want nobody near me. So I'm crossing the street constantly, jaywalking like crazy, because I don't like a crowd of people coming at me. And I took these pictures because it was so desolate. But when I got home and I was looking at them, I said, I wonder. So I changed them to black and white. And the pictures just went crazy.
Talk to the people that didn't see it. Tell me some of the scenes that you took pictures of.
Oh, Wyandanch. Okay. I took pictures of Wyandanch. I think I took pictures of your house. I didn't give you that picture though. But
talk New York City though. Tell me what.
Well, with New York City and Brooklyn, it started with Manhattan, and right in Times Square, it was still vendors out there. It was I saw some people breakdancing, but it was very desolate. It was like a ghost town. So I was like, let me take these pictures and see what it's about and stuff. And then I did Brooklyn as well, walking across the Brooklyn Bridge. That was that was the one I sold the most money for, but that's another story. But it just gives it that hard edge, and I think I called that series Roaring 2020 Manhattan. So it gave you that vintage feel, but also this is up-to-date stuff. And the pictures just look dope. I was impressed myself. And sometimes you don't know what you do until you do it.
I tell you what, I was impressed with you as a photographer, but as someone that loves Manhattan, I was depressed because I love the energy, the lights, the people, the fact that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Manhattan is always crowded no matter what. And here we are in the middle of the pandemic. Everything is closed. Broadway's closed. The theater's closed. There's no music. There's no basketball. All things that I love. So we weren't going to see Manhattan, but you go in and you do Manhattan in black and white. So you showed me Times Square where the ball drops in black and white with no people there. That was crazy.
I can't do crowds. Sorry, I can't do it.
Not yet. So we standing here. It's December 2020. By the time y'all see this podcast, it'll be early in January, early in the next year when we actually do it. Hopefully we'll be closer to the end of this thing, but here we are, so we still got to be smart. We have to do what we have to do. I'm going to say a couple of things. Your love of music. I'm going to say a couple of names. I'm just going to get your reaction to it. Okay? I'm going to start right at the top with an R&B group that you spend a lot of time with. Just talk to me about Ladies of Sky.
There are some of the most amazing ladies I ever met. As a matter of fact, I met them through DJ Bilal. Okay. He told me, he hit me up one day, yo, you want to go to a concert? And then we went and I saw the whole South Soul roster. I'm talking, I think Double Exposure Emotions. It was just a bunch of, it was like people that my moms and my grandmother and grandfather listened to, and they was killing it. And I got a chance to meet Ladies of Sky, because I asked them to be on the show. So when I asked them to be on the show, I know you know this is funny, right? I love this right
This
here.
is good.
I'm
This
being
is good.
directed.
Good.
I got a chance to meet Ladies of Sky. They did my show, and they just took me in as family, and we just been straight family since then. It's like we go everywhere together. I'm lucky enough to travel with them when they go perform. I was there for the reunion of the actual group because they haven't seen each other in 30 years.
Wow.
So I was there for that. It was the most amazing. They have so many songs that never came out that should have been top ones.
Wow.
And I got a chance to hear them. So, I mean, stay tuned for them because they're working on some stuff. But still, when it all comes down to it, they treat you as family. You know, I go to the house, I spend the night over their house, we have barbecues. We don't do it now.
Right.
You know, but that's what we did. So we're gearing up for 2021. We got a lot of stuff. You know, the Unsung came out right at the heart of the pandemic.
The Unsung that was featured on BET.
TV1.
TV1, okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, you got me, you got me. I thought I did my homework as a reporter. I thought you prepared me. Okay,
You never prepared this stuff, because as a reporter, you're never prepared.
never prepared.
Right.
Music. You spend a lot more time in the city than I do. You've gone to all of the old school hip hop things in every park. We haven't talked about Wyandanch Day yet. We'll come back to that. But tell me 2 or 3 people that you met while you were going to all those things that you were really impressed or surprised to meet, or just found out exactly how they work.
Oh, easy, CeCe Peniston.
CeCe Peniston?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Okay, okay. House music.
Yeah, she's
House music.
Not only is she beautiful, she's just very friendly, very nice. She's great. I'm going Lady Sky, of course.
Okay.
But gotta go through the people that really stood out to me. In Vogue.
Okay.
You know, flawless voices. It's these In Touch.
In Touch. Okay.
In Touch.
Okay.
I got to give it to them. I love their song back then.
Okay.
And to actually see them perform it, got some voices.
Okay. So I asked you about hip hop, and you went house music, R&B, R&B, R&B.
Okay. I mean, you know, it popped in my head. Okay. KRS-One.
Okay.
Hands down.
All right. Time out. KRS-One. Always after Rakim. KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Always one of my favorite artists, one of the few old school hip hop artists that I never seen live. What was that like?
He killed it. He got up there. I don't even think he puts a show together. I think he just goes out there, what he sees, and he just rocks out. You know, and I was sitting there watching him, and I was at Coney Island. I went to Coney Island. Got invited to do that.
Nice.
To do a video there. And after I heard South Bronx, I was like, he killed. He was on with Fat Joe.
Oh my God.
They were together on the stage together, and he did South Bronx. The place erupted.
My God.
It was some of the smoothest stuff I've ever seen. But then I got a chance to talk to him after that. He was just like, hey, what's up?
Regular guy.
Regular guy. And it's a lot of things, people like him, he's up here.
He is.
He's up here.
He's an avid reader, highly intelligent, gifted speaker. Whenever I heard his songs, it always made me feel like I hadn't picked up a book my whole life, because he would be dropping so much knowledge, it would be incredible.
That goes into my second one.
Okay.
Nas.
Woo!
And the crazy thing about it, I first saw Nas actually perform in Vegas.
Okay.
And then I saw him at BBQ's out on 42nd Street.
Okay.
BB King's out on 42nd Street. But he killed it. And that's a person that makes me like, really? And I got to go pull out the Bible and stuff. You know, he's that guy. So I love working with, I love listening to people like that. It's going to make me think. You're going to make me vibe. You know, like Who Shot You?
Yeah. Ooh. That's that battle rap. For all y'all that don't know, that's that little season when him and Jay-Z had a little beef. They went at each other, and their moms came in and told them to straighten that out. Yep. Okay, so we talking music, we talking artists that you met. You also manage artists. You had a men's group, a couple of guys, some dope voices. Let's talk about them a little bit.
They are CP, Deacon, and Lee. I am one of a kind. These guys, I met them. They was doing a show. And I met them, and I was like, these guys are ridiculous. And I ran up to them right as soon as they performed. I was like, yo, you got a manager? That's the first thing I said. They were like, what? I was like, you got a manager? Matter of fact, I was judging a showcase
Okay.
in Queens. And I was like, you got a manager? He's like, yeah. I was like, can I talk to him or whatever? And they wasn't happy with their manager at the time.
Okay.
So I just helped them out. And then next thing you know, we having a sit down, and they were like, yeah, we'd like for you to work with us and this and that. I was like, please. These guys are talented. They're all writers. Two of them sing. One of them's a rapper. So it's like 3 different personalities, because you got CP, he's that like smooth guy.
Okay.
Give you that like Donnie Hathaway smooth.
Woo.
Like, he just smooth with it.
Woo.
Talented writer.
Woo.
Very talented writer. Then you got Deacon. He's gonna give you that Teddy Pendergrass in your face.
Ooh.
You know, that like that church guy that you gotta hear every Sunday. Because he sings at a lot of different churches and weddings and stuff.
Okay.
So he's that guy. And then Lee, he's the old dirty bastard.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Just
Daryl,
raw.
I mean, he's gonna have fun or whatever. You cannot be around him and not laugh.
So let me ask you a question. 2 singers, 1 rapper. I always thought I could talk on a record. I can't sing, I can't rap. But if they could ever use a dude that can just like do that intro part, that build up, the part to do with the bass voice on the tip, just talk your way into
The bass voice?
That's all I need.
Force MDs?
That's all I need. Force MDs. That's all. I just want to talk into the song. Then I'll go to the back and just do this.
Do the steps?
I only wanted to be a backup dancer. I knew I couldn't sing early. I knew I couldn't sing, but if I could be a backup dancer, I definitely had those aspirations. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're 3 very talented brothers and stuff. Like CP, he was in a national songwriters competition. And I think he came in like 3rd, I think it was,
Wow.
out of 5,000 people.
Wow.
So he's the guy that if you want a song, hit him up. He'll get on the train. He'll ride the train. And he have a song by the time he get off.
Unbelievable.
He's that guy.
And you said songwriting. Everybody, me included, wants to be in front of the camera. Everybody wants to dance and sing in front of the camera, but what I understand is all the money is behind the camera
Production.
with that pen and pad in your hand.
Exactly, and people don't understand that. I mean, it's cool to be in front of the camera. I mean, I'm at my best when I'm in the front of the camera, but the work, when I do stuff and that money, I'm like, I don't need to be in front of the camera. It'll come when it comes.
It's done, yeah. That all works itself out. And I think, unfortunately, when it comes to kids and youth, which is very important to me, everyone dreams of being in front, but no one thinks about everything that's going on in the back. I think you were here with me. Old school concert, Westbury, hip hop concert, and the most impressive thing about that concert to me, we came to see Rakim. He was a headliner. Chill was there. He was on stage. All of the old school artists from the area, they're all there. But the most impressive thing to me was seeing everybody from Wyandanch work behind the scenes.
We was in there heavy.
We was heavy, all kinds of work.
And I gotta give it up to DJ Bilal for putting, he was like, yo, Dre, I need for you to, not a problem.
Yep.
It was like, it's family. Rakim is family and stuff. So of course, Wyandanch is gonna be in there heavy. And the one thing I would give Rakim respect, I don't see too many artists do this. I see Lazy Sky do it. I see Melba Moore do it. The Legends do it. But Rod did before. They was trying to kick us out, and Rod was saying, I cannot go until I take a picture with everybody in there.
Exactly.
And he stayed when they was ready to rock and roll and stuff like that. He stayed and he took pictures with everybody. And
Exactly.
Not too many people are going to do stuff like that. So that takes him to another level.
Without a question, he always does that. Whatever town he meets in, he acknowledges people. Okay. So Dre, we're standing in the middle of Wyandanch football field. Okay.
Back in the day.
2 things I want you to tell me what it means. You played football here and you was in the band here. Let's talk about both.
Football.
Talk to the people.
I was just reminiscing.
Got you. See the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It's a close game. We okay. We can come back. We all right.
I hope so. Shout out to George Cooper.
You was on the team with Coop.
Yeah, I was the blocking tight end.
Oh my God.
I got a lot of footprints on my back.
Those of you who don't know, George Cooper is Wyandanch's most accomplished football player. Graduated Wyandanch High School, Ohio State, Miami Dolphins, Green Bay Packers. Look him up.
Yeah, definitely. He was a beast, because, quick story, when I came to the school, I was like, who is this grown man still in school? He was like massive, hairy back, and I was like, who is this grown man? And then turn around, I'm older than him.
Wow.
It was crazy, but it was like, shout out to Coach Cusimano.
Yes, Coach.
Yeah.
Goose.
Goose made me play football
Okay.
because I was on the wrestling team.
Okay.
So he made me play. I was going to be on whether whatever. So I'll just kick returning until my mid-junior year. I think somebody got hurt, and then I started.
Okay.
Which was crazy for me is that I was just quick.
Wow.
I thought, disrupt, let Tim Williams do his thing.
Nice.
Let Gramps.
Shout
do
out
his
to the
thing,
legend Tim
Leslie
Williams.
Morgan,
Gramps.
Let them all do their thing. I just try to disrupt and cause some havoc. Dwight Lucas, y'all do that. I'm not hitting them guys.
That's an incredible team. That's an incredible team, and for Coop to be on that team, a lot of other legends in the game. We could spend all day talking about that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the band. Tell me what you did on the field with the band.
The band was a beast for me and stuff because I was like, when I walked in, Mr. Middleton was the band teacher at the time, and I couldn't find the band room. Somebody showed me where it was.
Okay.
Last class on the first day.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was, when I found it, he said, "Oh, another drummer. Can you read music?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then that just took it right there.
That was it.
That was it. So I was locked in, but it was so many drummers.
Okay, so give me some names. Give me some of your competition.
Sam Newton.
Woo! Hold up.
That was
Southside, 30th
Yes.
Street. Dr. Say, DJ and the drummer.
Yes.
Killer.
Dr. Say and his beatbox. Who else was on there? Anthony Christian.
Nice.
Bart.
Bart played the drums?
He was a bass drummer.
Bart. I didn't know.
Bart, Gramps. He
Gramps,
played for a while.
drums?
And I had two idols
Okay.
in the band. Darwin Dockery.
Oh, Dockery was nice.
Yeah,
No question.
Him and Rodney Joyner.
Oh, Rodney's my man. That's class 80. That's the real OG.
Even when I run into Rodney, I run into the 7-Eleven or whatever, and I'm straight out like, "Yo," he was like, "Come on, Dre." I would never forget that. I would just watch him, and I was like, "How the heck is he doing that?"
Wow.
He just come out and play. He had the music. Listen, one time he got it. No.
Wow.
So
wow.
it was like, because coming from North Carolina, we did precision music. Now I was lead drummer.
Okay.
And we did precision military march in North Carolina. I come up here, it's like a hip hop concert.
Okay.
So it kind of threw me a little bit, but I learned a lot from them guys. And then when Mr. Abel came in and took it to an extraordinary level, he kicked me off.
That was it.
That was it. He kicked me off.
That was it. Shout out to Mr. Abel,
Mr.
music
Abel,
legend.
Mr. Abel, he kicked me off, but he was my biggest advocate for get scholarships for college.
Wow.
He was my biggest. He was like, you can't do both.
Mr. Abel, let history show. Mr. Abel took Wyandanch to the top, winning all the Newsday Long Island band competitions. He did the same thing in Roosevelt, did the same thing in Uniondale.
Everywhere he goes.
Absolutely a legend. Dre, we was going to change locations, but we flowing. I just want to keep flowing. I want to keep flowing and glowing, all right? So let's keep going. We're not going to change location. We're going to kick it. All right, we're going to talk a little Wyandanch history. We're going to talk a lot about music. Wyandanch is about family, so your family grew this year. Mm-hmm. You already had G-Dude, and now you have G-Doll. Talk to the people about G-Dude and now G-Doll.
Well, G-Dude, my grandson, he's 5 years old now. He got a video out now, so I meant to send it to you. But that's my grandson from my oldest daughter. Just a ball of joy, a lot of energy, always want to wrestle, always want to dance or whatever. But when I had him out here, like before this pandemic, especially when he was like walking, I would film him because we'll go down to the train station and just watch the trains come in.
Nice.
And he was good with that.
Nice.
And then, we watch TV, and every morning before, get him up, got to get him active and stuff because he got to get on that potty. Straight up, we got to watch music choice. We listen to Isaac Hayes, all that stuff like that. And he'd be relaxed all day and stuff. So that's my little ball of energy.
Okay.
And then just this year, my oldest daughter had my granddaughter, little Chloe. Everybody's seen her all over the internet.
Chloe G-Doll.
Beautiful granddaughter and stuff, and she's like, when I first held her, it's too small. I haven't held somebody like that. You know when you get to graduate.
Yes, it's early.
Break her.
It's early.
Yeah,
it's early.
But she's coming within her own, very needy. Okay. Because if you walk away from her, she's going to scream.
Got you.
When you come back, she thinks it's a joke. She start laughing.
Got you.
Shout out to my oldest daughter, Sheree. She's handling it. I didn't think she could. I tell her all the time, I'm proud of her. She's doing her thing without asking for help.
So this year, because of Kobe Bryant, the hashtag girl dad became a popular thing. but you were girl dad 3 times.
3 times over.
What's that like now? You know I have 3 sons. Okay, I got my beautiful granddaughter JD, my beautiful grandson Mason, but I'm not a girl dad. What's that like being a girl dad?
I can say this. I always tell somebody who has a girl, all right? You can tell any one of your sons that have a girl. The first thing I said when I saw her, I gotta get a gun. You know, that's the first time, because I'm sitting there looking like, how am I handle this? Like the first time I saw Sheree, I was like, it's a girl.
Right.
So then you gotta deal with like overprotection.
Yes.
You know, and then as they get older, like, what are you looking at?
Right.
You know, I deal with that all the time
Right.
and stuff. I'm like, yo, she only 16. I got a few fights about that. But, you know, when it comes to, it's like the best feeling in the world. And, you know, I can say I did something. I was talking to my daughter about it last night. I did something which I wished I didn't do, but I'm glad that I did, was I raised them like, you can tell me anything.
Got you.
So they'll come tell me before they tell their mother.
That's a beautiful thing.
Women bodies go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, don't you want to talk to your mother about it? Like, no, I'm talking to you. Or they mess with me like, oh, ask your father.
Wow.
I'm sitting there like, I said, what happened now? You know, I'm like, okay.
They make you think.
Yeah, gotta do some research.
But fortunately, you're didactic. You're self-taught. So you have the 3 daughters. I've only had the pleasure of meeting your youngest daughter, very intelligent. I think she was.
Oh, that's right.
I think she was in her senior year. You brought her out to my office.
Yep.
You kept her out here for a period of time. You let her work Wyandanch Day with you. So what was that experience like for her?
I didn't
for
know
you?
she knew as much as she did.
Okay.
I know she's a straight A student.
Okay.
I didn't know she knew as much as she did.
Okay.
And for
Shout her out. Say her name. Say her name.
oh, shout out to Tamia. She's in Sam Houston State right now.
Let's go, Tamia.
She's a beast when it comes to knowledge. Like when she did the show with me, you, and Jazz.
Okay.
And she just spit out some stuff, and I'm looking at her like, what?
Yes. Yes.
You know, I was like, what did you say?
Yeah.
And it was that she had a drawn out conclusion, just ripped it. But she's a person, like all 3 of them got a little part of me.
Okay.
She's that one who won't give up.
Okay.
And you know, like she tried out for sports, she liked me, she's a little clumsy or whatever. But if she don't make it, she's like, I'm still gonna be a part of this, come to manage it.
Right.
So she's always like overcoming and adapting. So that's me all the way. You know, my youngest one's the most that's not like me because she's extremely intelligent.
Okay.
Very beautiful.
Okay.
Extremely intelligent.
You're taking away from that fact that you're didactic.
Okay. That's the word, but she's
All right.
extremely intelligent. My oldest, she's the practical joker. You know, we just don't play the dozens with her, people. It's gonna go bad for you. Don't ever play the dozens with her.
So Trey, let me change up a little bit. We're in the football field, but we're also surrounded by the track. You spent a lot of time out here this year, walking yourself back into shape and getting other people to walk with you. Talk to me about that.
Well, after I beat COVID, I had gained a lot of weight.
Okay.
I was like about 330, 340.
Okay.
You know they can hear that.
That's a big number. I got you.
Okay. So
I got you. I'm
what
fixing it.
happened was I got out there. Shout out to Sandra Braswell. She talked about it, and she was like, let's get out there. I was like, okay. So I'm thinking I'm doing it for her, but in reality, she was doing it for me.
Okay.
And what happened was we just started walking the track. So like one time around was like a marathon.
Okay.
So as it kept going, more people started coming out, and more people started coming out. And then we just was a family out here. Every morning we come out here, and we became a family. So when everything went down and stuff, I was up to like 5 miles easy.
Easy.
You know, then let me get back on the bike. You know.
Got you.
Did that, run up the hills and landscape. Not doing that again. But I mean, when you have somebody just pushing you, you think you're pushing them, they really pushing you.
Right.
So that's how that came along and stuff. And so I had to get the weight off me. I'm about 280 now, 275.
Okay. Okay.
You know? But it just worked out. Everything happens. I always tell people.
You cut the beard. You got rid of the COVID beard.
I was gonna let it grow for a while. It took too long.
No.
But
Good.
definitely he did. I let it grow because I wasn't going to cut it until I actually get what I wanted from Sir Shave.
Okay.
And shout out to Keith Banks and Sir Shave. He was always talking to me. He's like, yo, I got you soon as we can do it or whatever. So, shout out for him always being supportive. But shout out to everybody in Wyandanch that was always supportive. Family, friends, people that I didn't even know knew I exist. So shout out for everybody for all your well wishes and stuff.
Well, Dre, you and I, we knew each other back in the day, but we really got close the last 5 or 6 years, going back to 2014. We met with a bunch of other people at a diner in Lindenhurst, and we started talking about Wyandanch Day. First, we was playing Words with Friends. That was fun.
Yeah.
I had to get delivered from that because I was spending a lot of time doing this. But looking back on the last 5 years, Tell me what your experience has been being on the Wyandanch Day Committee. Taking it back, because you and I had the same experience. You walked in the park completely empty.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the 50th anniversary where we had over 5,000 people in the park.
Oh.
Tell me what that journey was like for you.
Tiresome. It was a lot of work. But I would have to say I saw a group of people who was thinking the same way I was thinking. And they was, everybody was like, we want to bring it back to when we went. So when I went back in the day, it was all about food, kids playing, music, bringing out your best gear, trying to get the girls and stuff, trying to get your dance on. And marching in the band and stuff, that was the highlight for me. So when you asked me to be on it, I was like, all right, whatever. And then had to deal with nobody knew exactly who I was until you said something that was like, oh, that was another story. But working with a lot of great people, I got a name of, I'll be wrong if I didn't.
Okay.
Charles Jazz Jackson.
Jazz, let's go Jazz.
Angie Brown Walton, Evelina Robinson, Rhoda. Did anybody else find out Rhoda's name?
Of course, that's her
I
name.
don't remember her last name.
Clark.
Oh, it is?
Hall.
There we go.
Clark is a maiden name, Hall.
Right, I never knew her last name. And lovely young lady. The Morrow sisters.
Okay.
All three of them. And it's like, if I miss somebody, I'm sorry, Letitia Phillips, I got you. But it was just, everybody was thinking the same thing, and they wanted to bring it back to where it was. And we slowly did that. And it just felt good because nobody wanted nothing in return.
Right.
Nobody, but we put a lot of work in.
Yes, we did.
But nobody wanted anything in return because for me, it was all about just seeing that, let me get my eat on, and relax.
And enjoy it.
After party
And enjoy it. Well, definitely a blast working with you, getting all of that done. You're still rocking with the committee. You're the main promoter getting it done. This year, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you did an incredible job with the virtual Wyandanch Day because of the pandemic. That video that you did that honored everybody that we lost due to COVID. I don't want to say one name because I'd have to say every name, but that was the first time, and I feel coming on right now, that I was able to get a release because we lost so many people so fast.
Yes.
I didn't even have a chance to cry because as soon as you look at Facebook or the phone pick up, it's like, don't tell me. So let me bring it to a close this way. Thinking about that made me think about Paco, Victor Claxton. Let's walk through that experience and give honor where honor's due. Paco, Craig Braswell, everybody 2020, nothing but love and respect. Forgive me for everybody whose name I'm not going to call right now.
Yeah, that's a very humbling experience, especially like Paco was Wyandanch.
Yes, 100%.
He was always nice to me when I came to New York, and he lived on North 27. I lived on North 20th or whatever. And Paco was that guy.
Yes.
Never ill saying about anybody.
Never.
You're always going to get love from him at all times. So definitely, Paco was that guy. And the thing that I try not to think about it, but the day that I went in to get checked, Paco walked in.
You're a veteran, Paco's a veteran, so both of you went to the
Veteran Administration out of Northport. And I was sitting in the garage, and they had just got finished sticking that thing in my nose. And Paco walks in, I was like, is that Paco? I was like, yo, you good? And he was like, I gotta get in here, I'm feeling bad. I was like, all right, man, get in there. And then to hear his brother hit me up, and I'm seeing it on Facebook that he didn't make it, that really kind of hurt me and stuff, because that could have been me, but I can't imagine how that family is feeling.
Right.
Because you figure how it hit everybody in the community, and it hit everybody in the surrounding community.
Loved.
Hit everybody hard. I can't even imagine what that family is going through.
Right.
So, I mean, it's very humbling, and it just tells you and stuff like, don't play around.
We don't play around tomorrow. A year ago last month, November 2019, we're all in Nassau County. Mm-hmm. We're celebrating Paco and Bilal's birthday. Mm-hmm. Chill is there, Leon's there. We're packed out.
Shoot, that was Paco's. Yeah.
That was Paco and Bilal's birthday party together. Was turned up. We stayed there from 9 to 2. I'll never forget, because me and the wife, we left the party and drove straight to Connecticut to see Trey play football the next morning. So we was just loving and enjoying life. And when that whole Wyandanch Day family, when we all come together, when all these surviving warriors from this school, we come together, it's something special that can't be explained or described to anybody. So we're going to keep doing what we can. We're just going to keep, maintaining the 6, staying safe, keep that social distance. We got it. We still good? We still good. And until we can do it again. I don't want to go to nothing, Dre, until when I see my people, I can hug and embrace them again. I don't want to see people like this in this situation. I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm excited about it. A vaccine is coming. You know, we'll talk about whether or not you're going to take it on another day. Not going to put you on a spot like that, but this is Wind Down with Kev. I did this in the pandemic, your encouragement. Me and you started last year with From Me to You, transition to Wind Down with Kevin. We always had something in our glass. I'm driving today, so we not drinking today, okay? But last question I want to ask you is, how do you wind down with all that you got going? DresHouse Media, DresHouse Photography. You've gotten into a brand new business. You got the hand sanitizer, another beautiful business born out of the pandemic. You got a bunch of other things going on. When all that's said and done, how do you wind down to get away from all you do, just to chillax a little bit?
It's crazy you should say that. I would say, just say last night I did a lot of work. Okay. All right. I wound down with a McRib. Okay. Well, 3. I had 3 of them. I was shocked that it was back. Don't judge me. The McRib and Law and Order.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
So somewhere I don't think about nothing else.
It don't get no better than that. I only watch, if I'm not watching sports, I only watch 2 TV shows. 3. Law and Order, Chicago PD, and I watch Chill on NCIS, New Orleans, all day, every day. Dre, that's all I got. That's all the questions I had for you. I hope I stumped you a couple of times. Anything for the people before we wrap it up?
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be real with this, and I don't care what he says. You know, please support this young man. Please support him, because he's one of the biggest supporters when he don't even have to. He's one of the biggest supporters. He'll be the first person, something happens, he's the first person there, whether it's business or personal. He will reach out to you, make sure you're good. So make sure y'all check out Kevin Spann anywhere. Wind Down with Kev, Here and Now, or it was Here and
From me to you, whatever we're doing.
Or please, if you hear this guy, if he's somewhere talking, please just go listen to it. Some of the most amazing stuff. I learned so much. They ain't got nothing to do with me, but I learned a lot. So y'all definitely check that out, and I appreciate everything you do for the community, your family. I love your family and everything. Hopefully Trey let me be his personal photographer, but you know, we're working on that. But definitely, much love to this young man for everything that he does.
Thank you, Dre. But this is all about you. The people know about me. What with Dre? Where we looking for you next? Where we looking for DresHouse Media and DresHouse to kick off again? I thought you were telling me something about a certain theater in Brooklyn that we might expect to hear from you at some point in the future.
Yeah, I'm working with Stewart Cinema Group, the lovely Emily Stewart, who owns Stewart Cinema and Cafe in Greenport, Brooklyn. Working on some things there. I can say it now, working on getting a storefront.
Nice.
Working on that.
Let's go!
The clothing line, the hand sanitizers. Also, if I can get to the point, you know, I want to be able to inspire people the same way that they inspire me. So I have my brain trust, and Kevin's one of them. Also Emily, and also Tracy Hickenbottom, one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. I don't understand how people go to school for a debate. I don't know, but it is what it is. But my brain trust is the ones that's always going to keep it real with me. Kevin is the nicest person that does it, because he kind of flips it around so it don't sound bad. But yeah, it stings.
It's a beautiful thing.
Definitely, I want to be able to inspire people. My inspires me. So that's my goal.
That's my motto. Inspire, be inspired. That's a wrap. Kev, 2, stay tuned. Peace.